Southern Fried Final Four. That's what I'm calling it, because they're all from the Deep South. They've all earned it. College basketball is so different right now than it has ever been, and I don't think we'll ever see college basketball the way March Madness used to be. But let's talk about the matchups. Duke, unbelievable offense, versus the University of Houston, unbelievable defense. You obviously got a really good young coach with the Blue Devils. This is not the Mike Krzyzewski era any longer. And you got Kelvin Sampson, who's learned so much and does so many great things, doesn't get a lot of national credit for what he's done at the University of Houston. Duke's got maybe the player of the year in Cooper Flagg. I don't know that I've ever seen a 6'9" freshman this dynamic, this complete, who's ready for the NBA, but it looks like he is, but it's just not him. Duke's got him, got his running mate in the backcourt, Khan. They got 3 guards. They got a load of bigs. The biggest issue is they play such system basketball on offense and on defense. They will you to have to play their game and beat them at their game, which I don't think you can do. I mean, this collectively is a really great team led by a phenomenal freshman in Cooper Flagg. Houston, number 1 defense on the planet. They wear you out. They make your possessions so hard to execute. L.J. Cryer, Emmanuel Sharp, Munoz. I mean, they got 3 great guards. They need great guards at this time of the year in the NCAA tournament. That being said, I don't know that they have enough firepower. And do they have the discipline to hold up to what Duke is going to throw at them? Because Duke, like I said, makes you play their game. Going to be interesting. Duke, Houston. Second game. All things Florida Gators. Walter Clayton is dynamic. There's a lot of sizzle to his game. Unbelievable shooter, tremendous speed and skill. And they got a bunch of leapers who block shots, change dimensions of what you're trying to do on offense. Auburn's got Johnny Broome. I think best big man maybe in the country, but he's dinged up, a bit of a hyperextended elbow. I think the thing that concerns me about the War Eagles, I just don't know that they have enough firepower around Broome. And the Gators' bigs, I think, are going to slow Broome down. End of the day, I got Duke, I got Florida going to the championship game on Monday. But boy, is it going to be cool. And by the way, this is the first time since 2008 and only the second time in the history of the NCAA tournament dating back to the 1950s where all 4 top seeds made it to Final Four weekend. That's what I said. See what the guy from left field's got to say, John.
Yeah, thanks. We're upset that there's not enough Cinderellas in this thing, but to look at it from the other perspective, you got 4 great teams going at it here. This is going to be a war on the court. I mean, remember like back in the 90s, it was Duke all the time, and we got tired of Bobby Hurley and Christian Laettner. But that whole era is really behind us. I mean, when was the last time Duke has been in the Final Four?
Well, they went through the coaching change, and Coach K didn't like where basketball was coming, and he stepped away from it. And there's always a transition in a process. There's no North Carolina any longer, and they've gone through how many iterations of coaches, and Dean Smith has passed on. Roy Williams did it well, and then walked away. So it's just a different era in terms of the tolerance level of what the landscape of college basketball has become. But that being said, these are 4 really good basketball teams, but this is the end result of the landscape changing. This is, John, the end result of the NIL, and this is transfer portals, et cetera. I mean, we got so many transfers from so many other different schools, with the exception of Duke. They're doing it with their own people. That's why the Final Four has all number 1 seeds, and there's no flash in the pan, no Cinderella left, and I don't think we'll ever see that again. But that being said, I think Saturday and into Monday, it's going to be great basketball.
Walter Clayton Jr., I heard like the talking heads, mentioning his name a lot, but I never focused on Florida basketball. In this tournament I have, and oh my God, that guy plays so mature. I mean, it's just really remarkable how he carries himself on the court. I mean, the guy is money from deep. He makes all the right decisions. Florida really, I think, could run the table here.
They got to go through Duke. That's going to be a test of wills, because you have no doubt that Clayton's going to do what Clayton does, and he does it really well.
Yeah.
And he is a complete player. But Duke's got complete players at all their different positions. I think if it does become Duke versus Florida, like the host said, it'll be fascinating to see all the leapers that the Gators have. Gators got all these bigs coming off the bench that are playing above the rim. If that changes what Duke is trying to do, because Duke's crashed the boards, Duke playing defense, Duke penetration and dish. Are they going to be able to get shots off close in against the leapers that Florida's got? It's going to be, I think it's really going to be fun. Okay, so I got Duke over Houston, Gators over Auburn, and the guy from left field says?
My heart is with Auburn. That's who I want to see win it. And secondly, Houston, but my brain tells me it's Florida.
You got Florida over Duke?
Probably over Duke. I mean, if I'm a betting man, I'm going to have Florida over Duke, but I want to see Auburn Tigers win the whole thing.
When you pay off the bet at the end of next week, I want the filet mignon, but I want the onions on the side and the shrimp on the other side.
All right. So you got Duke. I'll take Florida, and we'll compare notes when the tournament's over.
Okay, you're a basketball fan. Fans Forum chat box is open. Jump on board. There's got to be some Aztec fans out there that have an opinion about the Final Four. I think it's going to be a hell of a weekend. Oh, by